in for mUzima from Sahej.
Uh-huh.
We have Vijay Kumar Nagarajan here, and
Uh-huh.
he's with the call today. He just joined in today. Today's his first day here,
Oh, okay.
and yeah. So I just wanted to just introduce Vijay to everybody.
Hi, Vijay. Welcome to the team.
Thanks.
So maybe we can do like a brief introduction of ourselves, so at least you know who we are, because some of us are joining from the same connection. Um, so let me introduce myself first. My name is Ada Young. I'm based in Indianapolis, Indiana, working for Region Street Institute and helping with mUzima project development, oversee and manage overall, especially from the project management point of view, and also help with the implementation and testing as well. Simon, do you want to introduce from your side?
Yes, sure. So let me go first. My name is Simon Savai. I'm a software developer working with the mUzima team. I'm based in Eldoret, Kenya. Eric?
Well, my name is Eric Obina. I'm a coordinator, mUzima implementation.
My name is Kisia, working with mUzima as coordinator of oncology.
I'm Ruth Keitan, working as an mUzima implementer coordinator with LAC and CDM projects.
Yeah, my name is John Lagat. I'm the project coordinator. Okay.
Okay, that's all from our side, Ada.
And Wayne introduced himself. His name is Wayne Rebecca. He's also based in Indianapolis, and he is the lead architect and also design for us, and do a lot of code review and also give us some guidance and technical questions. And Derek is the IT support implementation in AMPAC. He supports the LAC study, which is the habitation study. I think that's all we have on today's team. Vijay, do you want just to briefly introduce yourself?
Okay. Yeah, I'm Vijay Kumar Nagarajan, and I have close to 8 years of experience in Java development and Android development for the last 1 year. And I'm joining this team starting from today, and looking forward to working with you guys.
That's great. Thank you. Welcome, Vijay. So feel free to ping us any information, and then we can get your access to the Jira and Wiki, and also like GitHub, as well as the mailing list. Later after the call, we can communicate through email. And then let's start today's call. So the first agenda item is just review the current tickets and the tickets and the current sprint. And then the first two I would like just to get an update are the two Huawei's tickets. So Simon, I know that Derek posts some log on one of the tickets, and I just wonder if Simon, you got the chance to look at it, or if anyone have an update.
Yeah, I did get a chance. So today I've spent a lot of time working on it. I should be done sometime after this call, and I will make it available to Derek and Ruth to do testing.
Mm-hmm.
So in case of any issues, then I'm expecting to address it in the next 2 or 3 days this week.
Okay, cool. So the log that Derek share is like for the 297 for the app crash. So maybe you can work with him when you have time. Yeah.
I think Savai is referring to the costing questionnaire.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Sorry, I thought you mentioned the costing questionnaire. Yeah. With the Huawei, now that I was working on the costing questionnaire and the other issues with Kenya EMR, so I've not found enough time to dig deeper into it. However, later today and tomorrow. I'm expecting to look at the two issues with the Huawei to identify where the problem is, and then I should be able to share my feedback if there's any during the sprint.
Okay.
Sprint, yeah.
So do you have what you need for the costing form?
Yes, whatever Derek provided is enough, so I'm just updating the form. I'm almost done. So in the next hour or two, I will make it available to Derek and Ruth so that they can continue testing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good. So next one is the error resolution 270 error resolution summary page. Should I know that you sent an email to Win earlier today? So do you want just maybe we can discuss over here?
Yeah, Ida. Actually, when I pulled your changes and then I tried to, I just built the mods and I tried to install it. It's not allowing me to even, I mean, it installs it, but then the registration module is not starting up on its own. So I was just wondering if I missed a certain step. Even if you say, if you're speaking, you're on mute.
So Win is related to the email earlier. Okay. So maybe we can get back to these tickets after Win got a chance to look at the ticket, the email.
Sure, Ida. Ida, what is the next ticket I should pick up on? Because I spent, I think, quite some time trying to debug this, but I wasn't able to. That's the reason I sent that email out to Win. So right now, I'm not sure what I should work on next.
Yeah. So I'm wondering. So there are two tickets that. The first one is the 318. So I wonder if you have enough information for the 318 assignment. Maybe you can. So what happened is that on the, maybe we can look at 318 a little bit, just to make sure that you have enough information that you can pick up this ticket. What happened is that on the new registration form, we include additional demographic data such as person address. Those we need some kind of we need to update the handler to take care of that because those person address from a different table. So I think this ticket is about that, updating the registration form handler to handle those additional demographic fields that come from a different table. Is that correct, Simon?
Yeah, that's correct. I was wondering, Eda, because I'm working on similar handler.
Okay.
I mean, this requires an update on the server-side handler, and I'm doing a similar thing with the Kenya Imara integration, and I thought it would be easier for me just to work on.
Okay, because it's not similar. Okay, so if that's the case, sweetheart, I will pick up another set of tickets and email you, and then we can start from there for clarifying in case you have any questions. Cool. So Win is just took a look at your email for 270 Win. Go ahead. I think he put on the chat saying that probably tried removing all the modules and start installing from Forms module and then mUzima module and then registration module.
That's what I did when I actually I uninstalled everything. I even restarted the server I first started, I installed the mUzima Forms module, and that got installed and started up on its own successfully. And after that, I installed the processor module, and I didn't have an issue with that either. But the minute I register, I upload the registration module, it basically gives me that error saying that mUzima form service cannot be found. And I even tried restarting the server. I also tried the other thing of going into OpenMRS app data modules, and I RM minus RF everything, thinking that it's probably trying to update or something. But I basically wiped out all the existing modules and rebuilt and reinstalled. Okay. Sure, I can do that. I can, but I have. When you say, are you working on branch? Yes, I am working on the branch, but I did a Git pull rebase, so I have all the latest code. If you look at my Git log, I have all the latest code. So yeah, I'm working on this branch mUzima 270, which I have created. I'll just one second. These are the two branches when the changes on registration and just the magic windows.
Are you guys still on?
Yes, we are that. So Win and Trinidad are troubleshooting the looking at the code.
Okay, thanks.
So So the next one is the consultation queue data handler. I know that Eric and also Rubai got a chance to do some testing early, and also Ruth as well. And you guys say that it got submitted successfully to the server, but then it went to the error queue. And also, I think Ruth said, and also Eric that tried to fill out like compose like a consultation, but then it doesn't send the notification. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's correct.
Okay, so we'll look into this because I haven't had a chance to look into this ticket yet. So let me just spend a bit of time today and try to see if I can reproduce what you guys report.
Okay.
So Eva, I just wanted to point out that for 323, I think I understand that they're testing, but whatever issues they're finding, I don't think it's related to changes that were the requirements for this Jira.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if it makes sense, like I would think the way to test this is on the form discriminator, the drop down should
To be
show
shown, yeah.
later. That would be the way to validate whether this ticket has been implemented correctly. And I think this testing is a little more extensive than that. It's covering more ground. So I'm not sure if it makes sense to log it against this ticket.
Yeah, I agree with you, Srita. So, I agree with you. So the purpose of this ticket is that so that the teleconsultation form discriminator will be shown on the mUzima form creation page. It will be available under the drop-down list as one of the options. So I think the testing method is should be the testing steps should be through there. I think what they try to do is more like run against the whole teleconsultation module as a whole, and then for issues that we identify here, I think we should create separate tickets and track them down separately. I think that would be the way to handle. I agree with you. So I'll look into it today. I hope that it makes sense for you guys, Eric, Ruth, and Rubai. So what happened is that remember when we update the create mUzima form page, that the teleconsultation module has to be off because we have to turn it off or it creates conflicts because the handler hasn't been updated for a long time and it wasn't available as one of the options since because there's a conflict. So that's the purpose of this ticket, to update the queue data handler and so that reduce the conflict and also make it available under the form discriminator drop-down options.
I think, Eda, it's not very clear now. What are we supposed to test on the ticket?
So what you're supposed to test is that you upload this OMOP to the test server, and then you create a teleconsultation form, and then doing that after you upload it, you're supposed to pick the form discriminator under the drop-down box, right? So if the consultation discriminator, the form discriminator is available under the drop-down box, you choose that and then continue to save it. If it appears like that, that means it works. Does it make sense? Because before there's no such things, right? Because the queue handler wasn't updated for a long time, and then create conflicts when we have the page updated. And then also that option is not really available under the drop-down. So that's the purpose of testing of this ticket.
Okay.
Yeah. If it's not clear, just feel free to ping later.
Okay.
The next one is 311. For the form below, I know that Simon updated. There was a fix as part of 290. This issue will be resolved when it's merged. But I thought so since 290 is already merged, so so is there something new for the pull request, Simon?
Yeah, okay. There's a pull request pending to be merged. So it's the link I gave actually.
You mean for 86?
Sorry?
Is it for this one? The pool 86?
Yeah. So the fix for that other identifier on the form actually I did not separate it from 290. Remember 290 had was the main ticket for the registration form. So somehow I didn't create a separate PR for it. It was committed under one pull request.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think so once this one is merged, then we should be able to test that fix and we'll see it working.
So should I move it back to code review for this one? I think maybe,
Yes.
Yeah.
Just to indicate to Win, you notice that since I pushed it as part of 290, so the tag for the branch for that pull request is written as mUzima 290, not mUzima 311. I hope you will remember that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So the next one is the Canyon EML integration 331 and 332. Just want to touch base how things going for the for those two tickets, and if you have any questions need to be discussed and addressed. That's pretty much for this update, Simon.
Yeah, so I did the forms. Those two tickets basically are about doing a registration form, the blue card, and also updating the server-side handler. So I've done those three things. This morning I requested Nicholas to create a VM for me so that I can do the installations and so that we can now do testing. We can involve everybody to do the testing. So he promised he's going to create it for me. He has not given me a timeline, but I'm hoping that by tomorrow he should have created it. Then, so that my next step would be to install Kenya EMR, install the mUzima modules, and then upload the forms, and then I will from there on request if anyone would have the chance to assist in testing.
Yeah, I think there's a good point that since the Canyon EML integration project is using different sets of metadata, so those should be tested in the Canyon EML VM, not in our test server.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point of clarifying, so that people don't we don't point to the different server when we do the testing.
Yeah, and again, I didn't know where to place the changes, so I created a branch mUzima 331, and I will do similarly for mUzima 332. So those branches will contain Kenya EMR stuff. I don't expect us to merge it into our main branch, so I'll just keep them there for storage and also for maybe future reference.
Can you write an email to the listserv and then ask Win and try to explain to him, and then so that he can respond on that, and then to see other people have also similar feedback?
Yeah, sure.
I think that would be very helpful. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You already talked about the costing forms. I think we pretty much covered the tickets for current sprint. Unless anyone have other questions or particular tickets they want to discuss before we move to the next item. So Win and Sweet, are you guys still communicating, or you guys want to chat using the next few minutes? If you guys can chat on the side, then we can move on with other agenda item then. So the next one is implementation update. Okay. Eric, Ruth, and Robai, and also Derek.
Maybe I will start with what was supposed to be happening in lab study.
Okay.
Yeah, we were to go out for refresher training in Sugoi and Chepkeme last week, but we didn't manage to do it because we didn't have a car to use. The lack vehicle had been, the RAs were using it during collecting process evaluation, and they felt that maybe we should do that this week since they have deadlines to meet this week. So we didn't manage to go. And the plan that I had planned with Rotich, we talked that tomorrow he's going to purchase the SIM cards that are going to be used in Chepkemen and Sugoi, such that on Wednesday we can proceed with the refresher and giving out the phones. So hoping that on Wednesday we'll have the car and everything ready for us now to go and give out the phones. They are eagerly, the LAC team is also eagerly waiting for the costing form, hoping that things gonna work. We are scheduled to have a meeting this evening, of which Rotich had called me and requested that I also request Savai to join the team. Maybe I felt maybe the team will have specific questions to him regarding the costing questionnaire, because they feel like maybe it has taken quite long. But I did tell them that it's being worked on. So hoping that Savai in the next few hours will be able to finish that, such that by the time we go to the meeting, we'll have done some testings as individuals here. Then we'll go and involve the RAs who will be using the same form, such that we can give it 2 days of thorough testing, then we can proceed with the rollout of it. Yeah, so maybe, I know Eda, you'll be in the same meeting this evening. Yeah.
So I think Ruth start to represent us to attend the LAC Monday call, so that she will be our point of person for that.
Yeah, I'll be attending.
Yeah. So she will bring us back the communication as well as any issues, so that we can work together from our side.
Okay.
Yes, Derek, as we had discussed still last week, I still request that you consider Ruth as you go around to those sites. You can be able to do the bit of the training that we do.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it would be better for Ruth to work closely with the LAC team, since she is based there, and then there can be a lot more in-person interactions and things like that. So I think it would be can bring us back more clear feedback, and in case there's any issues that we need to address. So Derek, please have the LAC team work with Ruth in terms of mUzima implementation and development.
Sure.
Yeah. So just want to clarify, you say that the training last week was rescheduled to this week or next week?
It's this week.
This week, okay. Cool. Just want to clarify that. So Ruth, do you have anything to add in terms for LAC?
No, I'll be attending the call, then I'll catch up with them and I'll give any report from them. Regarding CDM, I've been looking for Ken, but he has been very busy. I'll go and look for him after this call, so that we can schedule for a meeting with him for the HL center form and the dispensary form issues. And I think you had requested that we have a call. I'll see if we can schedule for tomorrow, if we'll be having time.
Yeah, I think we need to do that quickly because we haven't had anything done last week because of Ken's busy schedule. I think if you can schedule tomorrow, maybe after the CDSS call, that would be great.
Okay, I will do that.
So it's likely to last more than 1 hour because of the length of the form as well as the questions that we have.
Pardon?
It's likely to be more than 1 hour. I just want to FYI because of the length of the forms and also the questions that we have.
Yeah.
So we'll so just let us know if it's scheduled for tomorrow after the CDSS call.
Okay.
Thanks, Ruth.
That's all from me.
Thanks.
Okay, from oncology, they had a challenge. They don't have stable internet connections. So the provider had a challenge of searching patients to the server before registering them. We had a meeting today. We went there with Mr. Lagat, and Mr. Lagat is to follow up with Oguda so that they can provide bundles for mUzima. Maybe Mr. Lagat can explain more on that.
Yeah, I think I'll not add anything before I meet the coordinator, who is Mr. Huda, so that we can see if the project could be able to support them in terms of bundles, since the networking within the building is not done. We are hoping that this will be temporary before we get the main network working within the building. So that is what I'll go and talk with the coordinator so that I can give feedback.
Sure. I think that will be important for them to have stable internet to search against the server, especially they're inside the campus. It does not make sense to be working offline when internet is supposed to be available one way or the other. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you can tell like the massive aftermath that it creates if we don't check against the server real time, especially they don't have a download the cohort members to the device.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thanks for
The issue, the oncology provider was experiencing an error when he was saving registration form as drafts. He was losing the MRS ID that she had previously filled. So I've not tested on that one. I'm going to test, then I'll give feedback.
Okay, it's probably like the check digits algorithm that is not correct. That's why it catch the error. Maybe that's the reason. Or maybe that ID already been used and then there's an existing registration record already on the local repo, and that's why it prevents for saving. It sounds like those two possibilities. Yeah.
Then there's another suggestion I did on the suggestion to avoid the duplicates during registration. I don't know if you've seen the email. I wrote on the email.
Yes, actually I browsed through that this morning. Yeah. Do you want to go through those suggestions now, maybe?
I don't know if everyone has read the email, unless people can add suggestions or comments.
Yeah, so you have like 3 suggestions, right? The first one is to add the tool to allow preventing the duplications happen, right?
Yes.
I think that one would. So if that's the case, that means that you already have the assumption that internet connection is available, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if for the cases? I think what if for the cases that it doesn't have internet connection? I think that might be the thing. Yeah. So that means like you're making assumption that when the form is saving as complete, the registration form is saving as complete, it need to check against the server to prevent this from saving. If that's the case, it's even easier for the user to search the to search the server in the first place to find the existing clients. If so, they can just download instead of filling out the form. That's how I see this for the first suggestion. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, does it make sense? Because if we can pull and then we can search. If we have internet connection, the users is supposed to search against the server to find the existing record and then download to the local repo so that he or she doesn't even need to fill out the registration form.
What of the second option?
The second option is the tool will be used doing uploading data to server side and duplication catcher will allow duplicate prevention by blocking duplicates upload to server. I'm not sure. I understand this one. Do you want to explain a little bit further, Rogai?
What I meant is we can have a tool when a user uploads the data to the server. Before the data is uploaded, the tool will check from the server side if there is a duplicate record. When it finds there's a duplicate record, the user will not be able to upload the data. I think we'll have like a message that there's existing record found in the server. So it will mean the user will go back and edit the information before syncing again.
I think this might be like a good option as a feature for instead of like a default behavior for a few reasons. The first reason I can come in mind is that it's because of the speed performance. Because there may be a lot of things going on in the server side, and then when you do the real-time checking and instant messages with feedback back to the user, it might take maybe it takes some time to go back and forth. And then especially for users that they have like slow internet connections or not very stable internet connection, and then it might create even more confusion. That's how I see it. But I think for users with like good unstable internet connection, it might be like a good option. So I think it should not be like a default. My first instinct is it should not be like a default behavior, but like an options, like an optional features under the settings to allow the implementation to decide whether they should have this on or off. Does it make sense? Yeah, that's my first response. I don't know if other people what they think.
Maybe what I'm just thinking about, or maybe what I'm gonna ask is, all the two options maybe are connection oriented or dependent. That means connection in terms of connectivity, internet should be on for the two options to work. Or maybe if someone else has a way out.
Yeah, it requires internet connection. If not, there's no way to check against the server.
Okay.
I think Lucas' suggestions like to download all the patient repository to local repo, and then that is another way. But then it will increase the size, especially for you guys devices is already saying that you provider keep deleting the data because they run out of space. So there's no like one solution for all the different specifications and limitations. So I think we are just trying to come up with different options that for different scenario, and then let the implementation to decide which one works best for them, because they have their limitation and resources that might be different from other implementation. That's how I see it.
Question: maybe that one would mean that we will have to change the way we've been defining our cohorts too, or download a number of cohorts on a device, hence increasing the number of patients and also now the memory size.
So can you explain more in terms of like the way you changed how we handle the cohort?
If I would take an example of a cohort like a LAC cohort, we used to define the cohort depending on the community unit. And now that particular means that all the patients who are hypertensive and diabetic from that particular community unit are the ones who exist on the same cohort. Remember, the cohort is also expandable. And for you to download all the patient, it means also you have to add another different criteria on the same cohort for those particular list of patients to be downloaded. Now, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a suggestion. So the email that we throw out, the email is more like to collect suggestions, all the possible options. It doesn't mean that we're going to use it. So it's not like a final decision. It's more like collecting suggestions from everyone. So I think what Robai did is excellent because she tried to think through like any other possible options that we should consider or discuss. The same for like that suggestion. For us, we don't think it would be feasible for the limitation of the devices, and but maybe some implementation they can afford to have like much more fancy devices. So maybe that would be the way for them to go if their implementation has very small size of the patient repository. But for MPAP, it's like the patient repository is like 700,000. So it's much more. And then when you have all this have a comprehensive have a complete patient repository, and then you also need to deal with like the Delta thing because there's always new patient created from the server. So how you also need to think of how you get those Delta updates from the server on a regular basis. So each one come with pros and cons. There's no one size fits all. So that's why we want just to come up with all the suggestions and then we can discuss. So Derek, it's not like we make the final decision. That's not the case.
Sure.
Yeah, I just want to clarify that. Maybe we, because maybe you were not here last Friday, but we just like us was bringing up the suggestion how to prevent. The whole goal is how to prevent the duplicate registration being created in the first place. So those are the suggestions for that.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can think of other things, I think that would be great. So it's not like we're being difficult or things like that. I think it's like more like for everyone to share what they think, and then we can try to scrutinize each suggestion so that we can think from different angles and with different considerations whether it makes sense even to pursue or not.
That's cool.
So, Robert, do you want to continue?
Well, that's all I have from my side.
Okay. So thanks for doing that. I think this is wonderful that you take time and also put in efforts to think through, and keep doing that, please.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, thank you.
And Eric?
Nothing really much on the teleconsultation. We've tried it out, and I've explained there that encounter, I don't think it is being processed into a consultation, so maybe there's a problem somewhere.
Okay, can you, so after we test out these tickets, and then can you, if for any blockers, can you ping Sam Bugwa?
Okay, sure, I will.
I think that would be easier that way, since he knows that module better than any of us.
Okay. And then on the fingerprint, I don't know whether you had a chance to try it out on the Windows machine.
Yeah, I have the Windows machine, but then unfortunately I don't have the scanner. And so because Judy was not available last week, so she told me the earliest that she can get me is like today. So hopefully she can give those to me today. So that's the plan.
Okay.
Yeah, and also she also asked her for the Huawei device back. So I will try to use the exact same devices that you guys use to see I can reproduce the error for those two Huawei tickets as well.
Okay.
So that is the delay, yeah.
Nothing much more.
Thanks, Eric. So I think That's all I have on my agenda items. And is there anything anyone want to discuss?
Yeah, just something I had asked you in the morning. I'm not able to see the error resolution module. I wanted to know if anybody within our side has an idea before we ask the system admin, because Victor was not aware who.
Yeah, I did not do anything to the error resolution module. So it's not me. Wayne, did you do anything to the AMR's production server these past few days? Maybe since Friday. No, not Wayne as well. So it's not me. It's not Wayne. How about Simon?
No.
No. So like it's not three of us. So I don't think other members has the privilege to do that. So the only suspect is like three of us, and then none of us did it. Yeah. So what's happening is that I think the mUzima forms, mUzima core module is off. So Lagat is not able to see the error resolution. Is that correct, Lagat?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I wonder if it's because they turned all the mUzima modules off early today because they were doing the point of care demo to the chief of party. That's my guessing.
Yeah, I know they had a demo today at the chief of party's office. Let me still try and find out, or maybe you can ping Willa to ask if you did anything.
Yeah, you can ask Wheeler. Yeah, ask Wheeler. Or maybe you can send to the dev list and ask wonder why it's off. Anything that we need to be aware of because we still the process.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that would be helpful. Yeah.
That would be fine.
Yeah. So, but last night when I checked, the only module was off was the mUzima registration module was off. So I don't know what happened to the mUzima core module. Yeah. So last night before I went to bed, I checked to make sure that the mUzima registration module is off before the POC demo. So I'm not sure why the core module also off. Maybe they just want to be safe.
Okay.
That's my guessing. Yeah. It sounds like Win and Twitter are still chatting on to 7.0. So we can just let them to chat on the side. And then, except this one, Lagat and team, is there any other topic you guys want to talk about?
Sorry, no?
Except the error resolution thing, is there anything you guys want to talk about?
Not for me.
Yeah. So once it's back, you can look at the samples cases that I sent you, and then let me know if you need help for those.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Win is able to reproduce the error. So they would take it offline to continue. Okay. So Sweeta and Vijay, do you guys have any things you want to talk about on the side?
No, yeah, we just wanted access for Vijay so that he can set up. I'm actually going to help him to set up his environment so tomorrow he can start working. So we just wanted to give him access to Wiki and add him to the
Yeah. Yeah, send me an email on with his email address and first name and last name, and then I can do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
And thank you, Ira. And when are you saying that just copy paste only my changes after pulling yours and try? Is that what you're saying?
Sorry, what was it, Sweta?
Are you saying that copy paste only my changes after merging with your branch, like create a new branch, pull all of the you have everything on the master, and then copy paste my changes and try to build the mod again? Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah, just work on that branch. Just copy and paste your changes.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you're saying.
Can you work on that branch instead of
Okay,
new
fine.
branch?
Got it. Okay. So you want me to clone this branch and push to this branch with my changes in it
Yeah, you can do that.
instead of creating my own private branch of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay, I'll do that and I'll give it a shot and I'll try.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Vin.
Cool.
Thank you, everyone. We'll chat through IRC tomorrow.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.